Welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret gridiron bunker beneath Volsdorf Field. Now, let's meet the captains of today's podcast.
All right, welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron podcast, episode 904. At least it feels like it, Troy, doesn't it?
Oh, is it? We're aging quickly then.
Well,
yeah.
And not well.
This is, you know what this is, though? This is the episode that the official episode that the podcast is able to drink. It's the 21st episode.
Oh. You know what? It's fantastic.
It really is fantastic. Everybody, You know what you need to do. There you go.
Well, today our captains, we don't got coaches here, thank God.
Yeah.
We got a couple Iowa guys with us today. We've got seniors Malik Adams and Joe Halvorsen. Malik is a number 13 on your program, folks. He's a wide receiver for the Warriors. He comes from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Played for Kennedy High School, or John F. Kennedy High School. You wore number 4 when you were a Cougar, right, Malik?
Yes, sir.
Why 4?
I don't know. I just like the number 4. It just looked good.
So, do you and Case and Handle have a beef? Like that's my number.
Nah, I don't really care what number I have, honestly.
Really? Because what were you last year? You were
87.
Yeah, 87, and now you're 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So because you're a senior, you get to kind of choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so 13 was your...
Yeah, it was one of my choices, but I didn't really care what number I wore.
Oh, you don't? So there's no big, deep meaning behind 13?
No, not at all.
Besides, it's lucky.
Yeah, I like 13.
And it's been lucky. We'll go into Malik here a little bit. When his senior year at Kennedy, he had 8 rushes, which he carried the ball a little bit.
Yes, sir.
8 rushes for 125 yards, 17 catches for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns. So this year for the Warriors, not bad. Some room for improvement. He's only had 12 catches for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Including a 78-yard reception against our foe last week, the Simpson
Storm.
The Storm. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of Division III parents left that game weeping.
And that's good. Yeah, you guys gave him a gut stomping. My God.
That was great reception.
Yeah, that was great. And the thing is, you just saw it load up because Coop drops back and Malik, he just down the sideline, and that poor little D-back, corner, was doing everything he could to try to get enough wheels to get behind him, and Malik just in stride catches the ball, and it's like, stop running.
Yeah, it was a great ball.
It was a great ball. That was a great catch.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's one of those things that you kind of probably dream about.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Think about it every day before the game.
Yeah.
And it's just a start. And the thing is, our receiver core, it's like, okay, you had Seth Oaks, had a couple touchdowns, I think, against Briarcliff.
Yeah, he was he actually was the, I think, special teams player of the week for the conference. Was that Seth Oaks?
No, he was offensive player of the week.
Oh, he was offensive player of the week. Yeah. Oh, I'm confusing that because we had special teams and
this week
and offense.
Yep.
Defense. Gosh, dang it! I can't keep.
We had defense.
You know what? We got 2 out of 3, and we've had them all.
So far, it's been 3 weeks, and there's been a Warrior in Player of the Week for the North Star.
And also now, I don't want to jump on it, but that's since we're talking about it. Also, some votes. 24 of them. 28 of them.
28. Yeah. 28. So that would put us essentially in the one spot out of the top 25. Essentially number 26 in the nation. So, this
in the nation, in America.
I
mean, we do say that it is the best small college football experience in America.
That is correct. All right. So Malik, tell me a little bit about what it was like going to school down in Cedar Rapids at Kennedy.
I don't know. I liked it. I liked the school. The teachers are nice. I had a lot of friends, mainly the football team, but I don't know. It was easy. And I had a transfer from a different school, Limar, my freshman year.
Yeah, Marion.
Yeah, and it was more advanced. So when I transferred to Kennedy, it was like I was in advanced. It was like I was high in grades higher than me. So I was a sophomore in senior classes and stuff.
Yeah.
So you and then when was there a special rival that you had when you were at Kennedy?
Wash.
Really?
Yeah.
Wash and Jeff.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So right there in town.
Yes, sir.
Not Xavier.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. So I mean, your role here at Waldorf has really evolved, especially this year, the new offense, and what I was saying a little bit earlier is that you got Malik, and he's going to get a lot of attention anytime that he's on the field. But then you got Seth, you got Sam, we got some big tight ends out there. Who am I missing?
Mike.
Oh, that's right, Mike. You want
Mouton.
Yeah, or Mountain, as you were saying.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Waldorf, hey, there's no pronunciation guide, and I haven't met everybody, and that looked like a mountain to me. Not mountain, but, like and then he killed. So the second game, that was the first time that.
Second game's when I sent you
second game was the first time that I would have said his name.
Yep.
And so then you texted me, and I was like, I'll correct that. And then right away in the third game, I'm like, and then I looked down in halftime, and sure enough, actually, I was trying to go through my texts at the same time I was trying to follow the game to remember just what the phonetic pronunciation was. It's now corrected, by the way. So, Mouton. Yeah.
Now, I did send you an email today with the roster. Did you get that?
I mean, I haven't checked my email today,
okay,
but
so
I'm
do
sure
that. So you have the roster now, and you don't have to call Keegan Handel. I don't know who he was calling it.
Oh.
It was some other name. Tackle by number 32.
I know.
And I was like,
So what happens, guys, you probably don't know this because, you're starters and all that stuff, but there are other people that have some of the jerseys that aren't going to play on Saturday. Yeah. But they don't differentiate that for a knucklehead like me. And so I get to play the lottery and say, well, it's probably this person. And sometimes it's easy because it's a senior versus a freshman. And you go, it's probably the senior. But that's not always the case either. So that's a great thing about, our league. You can get a lot of playing time. So I can be wrong. And freshmen can play instead of seniors.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
And that's good. So also we have with us, again, I said earlier, senior Joe Halvorsen. Joe is on, now I wrote DL. You're basically an end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're on the line. Number 30. 30 doesn't make sense for defensive.
Yeah.
Does it?
It's a little different. Usually they're in the bigger numbers. But what happened there?
Well, I was, when I came in, I was a joker, linebacker. Now they call it a Falcon or Bandit, but I got moved last year, so I was a linebacker number the prior years and then just stuck with the number.
Might as well keep it.
Okay.
Seems to be working.
Yeah. Last year, that reminds me of something. You used the Joker and Falcon and those type of things. Did you notice that in the offense, we announced the game against Simpson, we announced the starting offense. We go back and forth, offense and defense, and we added a whole bunch of starting names. I assume that has to do with Coach Paramore. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's X back and F back and Q back. I mean, that's not QB. QB already is a name, but I mean, there's just like all kinds of crazy things going on now.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, what's that all about? Like,
it's just the extent of his playbook. It's more variety. So
if you're on Simpson, you're like, I don't know, Vern. I'm pretty sure that they announced 81 starters on that.
So Joe comes to us from State Center, Iowa, which, I remember as a kid going, occasionally you see a sign for State Center, you go through it and thinking, this isn't really in the center of the state.
It isn't.
No, I don't think so.
But it was maybe when Iowa City was the capital.
Oh, see, I didn't think of that. So Joe played for the West Marshall High School, the Trojans, number 36 for the Trojans. So his senior year, found this interesting. This is just his senior year alone, 24 catches for 490 yards and 7 touchdowns.
All right.
Were you a tight end or what?
Yeah, I was a tight end. Kind of like a little hybrid. I never really got on the line. We just went pass heavy my senior year, so I was split out a lot. And being 2A football, there's not a lot of guys who are that tall, so it'd basically just be a lot of lobs and stuff. So that's where I got the most of my receptions and touchdowns.
How tall are you?
6'3". I think I was probably like 6'2" in high school or something.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty good for. You're right, 2A. That's
Wow.
what. Yeah,
Shorter guys.
Yeah.
5'7" cornerback or something like that.
You get a 5'7", 175-pound guard. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true in 2A.
Yeah.
So again, back to your senior year, you had a 2-point conversion. You also had 96 tackles. 60 of those were solos, 4 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, and then you returned 4 kickoffs. No, you kicked 4 times. Sorry, yeah, you kicked 4 times. So I mean, just you're kind of the utility guy, or what's going on?
Yeah, no, I remember kicking a little bit. It was kind of just when late game situation, the starting kicker was our quarterback. So
if we have to run through all our kickers, because we have 3 on the roster, you're up.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't kicked since high school, so
Well, maybe warm up. I mean, get out there early, kick a few balls.
Yeah.
Right now, Connor Parker is
He's doing a good job.
wow, 39-yard field goal.
Yep.
And he was, man, the confidence in that kid, a freshman. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
He was
that
good.
the guy? Was he the same one that was kicking when we were out at
No,
Briarcliff?
No.
So that was somebody else.
that was Jackson Schramm.
Yeah, Schramm.
He was
yeah,
kicking, and they gave Connor a chance, and
Yeah.
the kid got a little bit of confidence.
yeah.
So this year, looking against your senior year in high school, so far in 3 games, you have 15 tackles. 11 of them are solos, 2.5 sacks, and 4 tackles for loss. Those are huge numbers for 3 games, especially in the NAIA playing at this level. And so, like, how much do you weigh, Joe?
235.
So 235, 6'3". He's playing on the end, so you're going up against a tackle each time.
Yeah.
And so it's not like he's a 6'7", 345-pound man beast,
Right.
but your huge production on the defensive side of the ball. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah. What's that all about?
Just playing really hard. Kind of like blackout during the games because it's just like so focused on just giving all my energy to like what I can do physically and stuff. And Coach Gold coming in this year, he really helped too with a lot of our technique, like doing a lot more escape moves and how to handle stuff right. So he's really helped all the D-line kind of boost his production. I think you can see it too with the other D linemen.
Yeah,
too.
for
Like,
sure.
All the production's going up just because
Yeah.
I think we're learning a lot more about how to do escapes, get to the quarterback, get off blocks and stuff like that.
You guys did great last week, and I mean, it was exciting. It's always exciting to watch. Got to say your name quite a few times, and you did have a very good game as well. And that's what it's all about. I'm glad to hear that Gold's working out and that you're learning some good things there. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. I mean, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things that, I think, I don't know where you guys were at the start of the season. There was a lot of excitement. But the reality is we didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
We might have just been.
we knew our defense was going to be pretty solid because we're returning a lot of guys. But offensively, Malik, was there a lot of question marks? Like, hey, we think we're going to be good, but
Nah, during the spring, we knew we were going to be good.
No.
I love that.
He said that with the confidence.
yeah, there was no like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah, that's great. It's good to hear. So what's some of your favorite parts about this new offense?
I don't know. I play a lot.
Well, yeah.
But Coach Paramore, like, he really switched it up. We have a lot of different things. Like, they don't know what to expect. A lot of different packages. We got the athletes. So,
Yeah, so now, again, not knowing, I mean, being at practice, but not knowing. So there's like calls for the general offensive set, and there's kind of calls for what you guys are going to do as receivers, or, I mean, because it's all signaled in, very specific. And does that ever change up either, or is that just kind of always going to be the same?
I think it's always going to be the same, but
Yep.
I never know with Coach Paramore. He implements a new thing every day. So,
That's great.
Yeah, I can see that there is a difference, certainly in what you guys ran, even from the first game to the third game. And it's so he keeps adding.
yeah.
You
just
guys
keeps
are like,
expanding.
I feel like I got the playbook figured out. He's like, yeah, you got part 1, chapter 1 of the playbook of.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're not there yet.
So if you ever get a chance to go back and listen
Yeah.
to these episodes, because like you guys said earlier, you're huge fans.
Yeah.
Or maybe they haven't listened to an episode.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. I mean, again, a couple of creepy old guys sitting around talking football.
I mean, I don't know how creepy we are. I don't
In my
know.
offense, you guys got to advertise it more. I didn't even know there was coaches.
Yeah, that's right. We need to get an advertising budget, Andy.
we got money in the bank. I mean,
we got the Facebook. People tell me.
And so that's the thing, is that we've just journeyed into Twitter, where you guys are at.
Yeah.
College football players live in Twitter. I mean, we know this, but it's one of those that we just got our Twitter last week, and so we're existing in the old.
Came in the mail. We were so excited. We waited.
Yeah, we got
UPS dropped it off. A lot smaller box than I thought it would be.
get the cassette tape. Oh, the podcast is here. No, you guys. No.
We got to work on the Twitter.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things that I think Callie does that for us.
She's not a Twitter. I think we got somebody else doing our Twitter.
Yeah. Either way,
our tweets. We don't really know how to verb that, so we're gonna let her roll with just tweet.
All right,
tweeting.
Tweets.
Jerry tweeting.
Oh, God rest his soul. Great man. Yeah.
Hey, I was going to tell you though why before I forget about it though. He does 6'3". That's what I was missing. I was missing the 6'3" part, because when I was 235, I didn't wear it the same way you're wearing it right now. Apparently,
you're
I was
like
just too short.
5'9".
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little taller than that. I'm 5'10", Andy. And sometimes when I really stretch out and stand up straight, I can get to 10.5.
I used to be 6'1".
Yeah. Oh, it's shrinking.
Oh, of course.
This is what happens. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you see us when we're our age, and then you'll be 6'1.5", and
235.
still wearing that
Yeah.
235 pretty well, probably. Yeah.
What's your height and weight, Malik?
Yeah.
6'2", 190.
That's where I want to
And he's
be.
got wheels for
Again,
days.
not the 6'2" part. Gosh, I got you. If this was a competition, I would be winning the weight part. So,
I'd say I think I'm just a little bit. Well, I'm about same weight as Joe, but
you
wear
wear it well.
I
You
wear it
well.
around my waist.
Yeah.
That
well.
makes things a lot of fun.
It's a good thing this is not televised. We've always said that. It's
And that's one of the things, that there's an NAI football podcast, and I've talked about this before. And it's and they videotape it, and you look. I'm sorry, those guys are probably wonderful.
Yeah.
But
sure they.
But yeah, I think that we should video this, because I mean, we're remarkable specimens.
Oh, are we?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well there you go then. Okay, that makes sense.
That'll be our next investment.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. We'll get some cameras in the bunker. We'll see how it goes.
So, do you guys listen to podcasts at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Were you like a Joe Rogan guy?
No, a little bit. I listened mostly this summer. I listened to Pat McAfee a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. So that was like every day in the summer I listened to that.
Now I'm trying to Pat McAfee. Was he the punter?
Yeah, he's a Colts punter.
Yeah, and so he was the Colts punter, but isn't he joining Game Day? College Game Day?
Yeah, no, he already joined it.
Yeah,
So
that's
still
insane.
doing a show. He's making a lot doing that.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah, it turns out you can do a lot of other things and also have a podcast.
what about you, Malik? Are you a podcast guy?
Sometimes I see clips on like TikTok, but other than that,
Oh, you're a TikTok
Yeah.
guy.
I just like to scroll.
So do you listen to music though to get ready? How do you guys get ready? Is it music? You listen to you gotta
Yeah, I listen to music in the locker room.
Well, you guys have that box usually over by your lockers, and it's
which I saw. Thanks for giving me the tour of that recently.
the locker room.
Yeah.
It wasn't much of a tour. I was showing him the pants.
Yeah, there was a pants situation that Andy brilliantly resolved, and
close.
so
It's
there you go.
close.
You're welcome.
We got to get those
Warriors.
clean before
Yeah.
you guys go out to Ferris. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say. And they're about 95% done. There's a couple spots left, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of one of those that my role with the team, I'm finding out, is that hey, does anybody want to? No, hey, Buff.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing now.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
I got a call today from Finley, and he's like, "Hey, it's nothing I'm talking about." But
It's really impressive. If you guys have not taken the tour of what he does, do you even know about the special washer and dryer that they have for football uniforms specifically? Is it just for football uniform?
no, it's for the athletic complex.
Oh, the other people get to use
yeah,
it?
and it leaks.
Oh.
And so there's
Yeah, but
towels
you
down on
just
the
push
floor.
a button and it says football.
No, you turn a knob to say football, and then you push a button for the cycle that you want, and then you put a bunch of towels down,
Huh?
and then you sop those up, and then you throw them in on your last load, and then there's a bunch of water on the floor, and you got to figure out how to
But
clean
just
that up.
imagine how you don't live in the dorms anymore, or do
I
you?
do.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Just imagine if you went which dorm, Breen?
Orange.
Oh, you're in Orem?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Ormdorm.
Oh, that's 4 stories of glory right there. Amazing. Well, just imagine if you were doing laundry and they just had Malik. You could just turn it, and it's Malik, and like all your clothes turn out great.
Yeah, I have the one at home. I usually just go home.
Yeah.
It says Malik on it.
Oh, you go home pretty regularly then, because you're not too far away.
Yes, sir.
You're right here in Iowa. You go home quite a bit then?
Yeah, not during the football season.
Not at all.
Right. Well, your folks are up here every weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they're coming all the way games too.
Yeah.
So
Malik's your family get up here to games?
Oh, yeah, my mom comes to the away games.
Yeah. Very nice.
And home games.
Yeah. And that's great. And that's the nice part. And this is the first time we've had 2 Iowa guys on, which is pretty awesome, just for the fact that, we have guys that, Alabama, Florida, Nevada, California. And it's like, well, my mom came to one game 2 years ago, stuff like that. So it's got to be nice for you guys to have that kind of following.
Yeah, that's part of why we wanted to do the podcast too. Like we, talked about before we started recording, we want those folks that have parents across the country to be able to hear what's going on and get to hear their kid's voice in a different capacity. Yeah.
So what's our predictions, guys, on how the season's going to finish out?
How many games we play?
10.
10-0.
10-0.
There we go. That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
10-0.
Well, the goal is, I'm sure have you ever heard this one before? 1-0 each week.
Yes, sir. That's what coach say every week.
Yeah.
Every week. 1-0 each week. And that's the focus, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. I love that phrase.
0-0 at halftime and 1-0 every week.
Mm-hmm.
That's incessant, to say the least.
I was doing some, because I'm working on the trying to get showing you guys some of the music I was listening to try to, we're trying to build the legend of Warrior football even more as we can increase the opportunity for the fans in the stadium and
legend.
You get you guys all fired up and everything. I was looking into the history of Waldorf football a little bit. Do you want to fathom a guess of when Warrior football began?
1945.
Anybody else? Don't look at my notes. You've been staring at my notes the whole time.
36.
36.
It was a JUCO, so I'm gonna say like 57.
57.
Ooh.
Well, you're all wrong, and by a lot.
1912.
No. We started in 1904. Not the football program. The college started in 1904, but the football program first season was 1920. We are 102 years old. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
Wow.
And not a lot of teams to play back then. So you should know that. What do you think the record was? So we played 6 games in 1920. And what do you think our record was?
1-5.
The other way.
5-1.
5-1.
Who did we beat?
Everybody else.
Eldora School of the
The
Blind.
question is, who did we lose to? And you're going to appreciate this because it seems about right.
Don't say Dakota State.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
No. God.
God.
No. If it,
Well, it'd take them 4 days to get to
back
Dakota
in the
State
mule
anyway.
days.
Yeah.
We got here in a Model T, 61 of them. Most of the teams back then only had like 18 guys and then a coach who wasn't really sure what he had to do, but he had like the old, newsy hat on or whatever. So we lost to Burt high school. Yeah, so that should make the Yakels very happy. That seems about right. But they came back and played. So we lost down there to a high school team. And then they came back here and then we beat them.
But let's be honest. I mean, when it was just Brett, they probably played guys in their 30s.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because that probably is true about Britt. Now that's a dig on the old West Hancock. But this is McCoy Yakels' hometown.
Yeah.
But the reality is that you could play in high school ball until you were 21 back then. That was because people
Wasn't anything else to do.
They went to high school longer, like sometimes you had to take a break, come back, and then you only had to go through 8th grade and they weren't like keeping you in school and everything like that.
Get the crops in, have another baby.
It said there in the annual that most of the players hadn't played football at all. And the ones that had very little experience. So Shocking. It was just a crazy time. And now we look at where we're at today with what you guys have going on and the program and the speed and just the X's and the O's, but just the whole program itself. But everything is just, you guys are clicking.
So, Joe, how much of a difference was it from going to West Marshall to playing college football?
So straight out of high school, I went to Iowa Western. I had offers from Waldorf, but decided to go Western and see if I could get like a D2 or something. And,
Sure.
it was only a semester. I think it was only like 2 months in. Coach Finley already started texting me again, telling me that he wants to offer me again to come out of Iowa Western, come to Forest City. So things didn't really work out there. Didn't really like it. No, they wasted my first year of eligibility playing JV. So then I came here. So playing at Western, it was against like D1 guys who already had like a year
time
under them and stuff. And, they're already playing under like great coaches, like super athletic. So, it was just a big jump going from 2A football to playing guys who were playing D1 last year. And then when I came to Forest City, it was kind of just like a middle ground. I kind of found like better than 2A, not D1, but it's still a really good competition here. So
For sure.
I think going to Western and then coming to Forest City kind of helped with me not kind of like losing my mind, seeing like, oh my God, these guys are so good. I was just already kind of used to it, already having that one semester under my belt playing JUCO.
Right. So how about you, Malik? Was there the level of competition? Obviously, the college game's a lot faster, but was it a little bit elevated over like a 2A program at West Marshall? Was the Kennedy and all those? Was it a faster, bigger game and was there a significant jump when you came to college ball?
Yeah, there was a significant jump. It's much faster, more complex, especially with Litchell. Like the offense we had to learn my freshman year, it was nothing compared to what I ran in high school. We barely passed. So
right.
When you said we barely passed, it took me like a hot minute to say, oh, you mean like passing the ball?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I thought there was like a test or something, and then Litchell was like, "Listen, you guys, you didn't pass this test at all on our new offense here."
Oh, there was tests though. We had like a little app we took tests on.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And for Litchell or for
Litchell?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Guy was a bit of a drill sergeant.
Yeah. Oh,
and we still have to get him on the podcast. He said he'd call in sometime, but and it's one of those things. If he wants to come up here and knock this chip off my shoulder, come on up.
What are we looking at for this week? Because this is going to come out on Friday before the game, and it's coming up quick.
Well, I was talking to Buffington before about how their O-line, they got 4 freshmen, and the next 5 deep are all freshmen. So
really,
out there,
real fresh.
Yeah,
green.
So out there,
is your mouth watering a little?
Oh, are you?
And O-line, yeah, they got one junior, and then it's all freshmen after that. So we were watching their film. You can definitely tell they're freshmen. So, especially just with, we installed new plays to kind of take advantage of that, show freshmen, something they've never seen, whether it be high school or even their first 2 games I think they've played. So, yeah, we're going to probably bring it to them, and we'll see how they react to it.
That's going to be great. I can't wait to
get
see
wake-up
that.
calls.
Yeah. On the offense, what do you think?
I don't know. Just like last week, we're going to put up numbers.
Yeah.
But that's all I can really say.
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't really care who's in front of me. I know we're going to get some work done.
Yeah.
The whole offense.
Well, you've been looking at their defense, so you're a receiver. And so what do they have for corners?
The dude who's going to be guarding me, he's 5'10". He weighs 175. I think it was like 155, actually.
Okay.
But he's a freshman.
So this is Dakota State and Saturday.
Trojans.
Yeah, and we're going to see them twice this year. We get
this is a non-conference game that we're playing a conference foe.
Mm-hmm.
And Dakota always they try to bring it against us, and luckily more often than not we take it from them. But yeah, they load up for this game. This is huge.
We'll be seeing them at the end of the season. Actually, this will be the last.
Yeah,
game.
we travel to Madison, South Dakota, which is about an hour north.
I've already scouted out of Sioux Falls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I guess you should have finished that thought.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've scouted out the hotels in Madison, and I've also scouted them out in Sioux Falls. Won't be staying in Madison, but I don't think you guys do either. I think when you head out
that's
there,
a day trip.
Yeah, you head out there,
go out and go back.
Yeah, that's
So your overnights are Dickinson, obviously Ferris State coming up in another week, and then Valley City. Valley City, is that an overnight?
It'd be Mayville. Valley City's our homecoming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, you guys have a lot of, being seniors, you have a lot of experience against these teams, and you've seen them a bunch. Who's the one? Now, I understand that, yes, we got to beat Dakota before we look to Ferris and so on and so on. But who's the team that that's got it coming this year?
Yeah, we always ask that.
Dickinson.
Dickinson.
Dickinson. I love it.
All right.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, Dickinson.
Why?
Yeah,
What's
that'd
the
be the
deal
whole
with
team.
that, guys? Malik, what's the matter with Dickinson?
I don't know. Everyone's always like saying they're so dominant, but I know we can beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys can beat everybody this year.
Yeah, so I know that ultimately you guys, you're aiming for that conference championship, and that nobody's going to be easy. Because okay, if you guys listen to this podcast, you're going to hear me talk about Iowa Wesleyan. Now we went down there and gut stomped them last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting up some big numbers this year, big numbers. They're throwing air raid up there, but I don't know if they played anybody.
Probably not. I don't know.
No. So you guys don't really look ahead very much at all.
No.
It's just Dakota State.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You got one job to do, and that's to win on Saturday, and that's what we appreciate. Doing good. I mean, how are classes going though? This is also, why you're here is to get that whole education thing.
Yeah.
And what are you both studying?
I'm studying business with a minor in finance.
Okay, very
Nice.
good.
You're going to be a banker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, yeah, you could do lots of things with that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter has a finance degree. She works for a bank.
Oh,
Yeah.
both of my boys got business degrees. One's in finance, yeah, and the other one's a corporate lawyer. So he's actually really happy about
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
I mean-
he just passed the bar, and we're pretty proud of that situation. He was,
Of course.
Anyway, you could do that if you want. What are you studying?
Journalism.
Oh, really?
hmm
Okay.
What are you going to do with that?
Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know. It doesn't pay very well, but I'll try to find some. I know there's a lot of jobs in it, sort of.
What kind of journalism? Like, you doing it all? Like writing?
No, yeah, I
Like
mean,
the paper, the magazines, the
yeah. Well, I
Substack.
editor for the newspaper at the school, but it's
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's
The
not-
lobbyist?
Yeah, yeah.
I used to write for the lobbyist. Yeah, I had an editorial column, a little column called Shot Out of the Dark. Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
And I would occasionally write horrible things about what was going on in the universe. And yeah, it was great. I frustrated the
Well,
SWAT.
kindred spirits, you two.
Yeah. I love writing. That's good.
Yeah, it's
That's
not as
great.
big as it used to be, but
No,
yeah.
needs to come back.
Oh, I know.
The
Yeah.
world would be a better place if, that journalism is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get like a SID job or something with that after
Okay.
high school, or just see where it takes me. Because I know I really came in knowing I wanted to do some type of writing, but I don't know what kind. I probably still won't know what kind for a while. So probably just bounce job to job after college or something. See what fits me.
Yeah, well, that's the fun part of that type of thing. And the funny thing is about journalism is that you get those the guys that were like the old newspaper reporters were just the gumshoes. They didn't even have degrees, and now it's become almost
It's a thing
kind of an
now.
Ivy League thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went which is we're not Ivy League out here in Waldorf, but I love that. So is Dave Dam. Then
He's
he
still there, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy then probably
Uh-huh.
for that.
He used to write a column for the local paper called Damn Sports.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were probably some old ladies still offended by that.
Well, it's a great name though. I know the whole damn family, so that's.
They were our backyard neighbors growing up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Emo and Viola. Yeah, they're good, just salt of the earth folk.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. If it's you got somebody in your town, the last name is Dam. I mean, there's going to be some jokes there.
There has to
He's
be.
been in that position at Waldorf now for quite a while.
Yeah.
Good.
So Malik, how did you go? How'd you go from Kennedy to Waldorf? What was that process like?
I had a couple offers, and then I took a visit out to Waldorf, and I met Coach Hauser, and he explained I was my old receiver coach, and then he explained the offense to me, and I met Bo. I call him Coach Bo because he was our coach.
That's right, he was.
Yeah, I met Bo. He talked to me about the offense, and just seemed like a good fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bo knew a little bit about football. All-American quarterback for Waldorf. Hilton Bo Joseph.
Yeah,
And what is Bo up to now? I've lost track of him.
I just know he's in Florida, just enjoying life.
yeah.
Oh, Florida. Who would want to live there? I mean, warm.
Apparently, a
all the
lot of
time.
people.
Well, yeah, retired folks. I mean, it's there's no income tax.
Yeah,
So why wouldn't you?
yeah, we're getting there though. So, what is the? That was we're like, listen, guys, we talk about other things besides, like the history of Waldorf football and taxes.
So we usually like to ask off the wall questions. So I'm going to start with Malik. Malik, if you had to say that the celebrity you look most like, who would that be?
I don't know, probably like Will Smith on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit.
Will,
yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Super talented dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does a little bit of everything. You can slap Chris Rock and not go to jail. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, Joe, you had a minute to think about it.
Yeah, no, I still don't know.
Are you musical like Will Smith? He had like
No, I'm not good at.
no. All right.
I just like to listen to
Do
music.
you remember the Nightmare on My Street? It was Will Smith
Oh yeah, that's that
with
video.
I think it was DJ Jazzy Jeff. I'm not sure about
It
that.
probably
I
was.
think those two together.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but yeah.
So you don't got anybody, Joe? Who's your doppelganger?
No.
Celebrity?
No.
I got yours.
Oh, you do?
Burt Reynolds. Look at him.
Well, he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
the mustache.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Or-
true.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before too, yeah.
You go home and watch Smokey and the Bandit and grease the old mustache
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
It would
yeah.
be good though if it would be. That would actually be appropriate if you were like the Bandit. Then you could just like drive away from your dad all the time.
That would be cool.
He's the Smokey and you're the Bandit. That's pretty good.
That was
Just
his
need
favorite
to.
movie growing up too.
Oh, I bet it was. He really.
Yeah.
And so he's like, does he ever quote it?
I don't think so. No, I don't know. I haven't
I
watched
bet he
it
does.
forever, so he might.
Has he ever said to you, son,
I know.
when I get home, I'm gonna slap your mama? No.
No,
All right.
never.
Has he ever said, yeah, we probably couldn't admit to that one anymore, but has he ever said, there is no way that you have come from my loins?
He has said that before. actually.
Well, he has quoted Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
Sheriff
good.
Buford T. Justice, right?
That's a straight upbringing. I like to hear that. Yeah. Dads that quote movies, which my kids have to deal with all the time. And speaking of families, Malik, who you got back home?
Just my mom,
Yeah. What's your mom's name?
Nina.
Nina?
Oh, that's a great name.
Do you have any siblings?
Oh yeah, I got 6 siblings.
Jesus. Okay, so tell me their names in order of age from oldest to youngest.
Santrion. Santrion, Nate, RJ, Amadi. No, it went Raven, Amadi, and then Jade, me.
All right.
Me and Jade. Yeah.
All right. So you're the second youngest.
Yeah.
And so did you get picked on or did like you get away with murder like the young ones always
Nah, I
do?
definitely got picked on a lot by but like in my intermediate family, my mom and dad, it was my sister Amadi and my brother RJ.
Yep.
So when we all lived together, and then we moved. My mom and dad got divorced, and then my sister and brother definitely picked on me a lot.
Well, that's good. That makes you tough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, because girls are mean. You know that, right?
I used to fight her. She used to beat me up.
I had a sister, Sorry, El. 5 years older than me, and we always had to do the dishes together. Every night after supper, we had to do the dishes. And there's one thing that absolutely, and pardon my French, pisses me off is when somebody has wet hands and they flick it in my face. I want to kill them.
Wow.
And so she used to think that was really cute. I'd be standing there drying the dishes, and she'd reach over and flick.
She knows how to
Well,
get
then
under
it's
your
and then it's
skin.
fights on.
Yeah.
Fists of fury, manos de piedras, and boom, we'd go in, and her bedroom was the first one in, and she'd run in, jump on her bed, and as I was getting close to her, she would use her foot and probably break my ribs.
Yeah.
And she was mean.
That's
She's not mean anymore.
That's fantastic.
She's-
Well, she's got a lot of penance to pay.
well, she's
Turned out to be
considerably
pretty
older.
good. Yeah.
I mean, so
Fragile now.
well, I would.
When you were the second youngest, I was the oldest, so I was probably one of the abusers, I guess, like older brothers are. And my younger brother and a younger sister, I was always impressed with. There is a certain type, I don't know how to describe it, there's a certain type of warfare that siblings present upon one another. The older, in my experience, the elder sibling presents kind of conventional warfare. Be like, all right, I'm going to beat you up now, and I will pin you to the ground, and you will have to submit to whatever it is that I'm going to do. And then I'm going to walk away, and the war has been won. Younger siblings do not fight conventional wars. They fight unconventional and just goes crazy. Were you a crazy, like you just like, I don't like, I'm pretty sure my brother was, I could beat him down, but then he would scare me with the level of crazy that was coming. I'd be the one running into the bedroom and locking the door because Was that you?
I mean, with my sister, no, because I couldn't hit her.
Yeah.
My brother, I throw things at him, but really I just told my mom I was good enough.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mom.
Well, that's good. That's probably the right answer, actually. There's a lot of violent stories. My brother and I, are good. He lives my neighbor now. We have a good time. He's just over here.
You still fight.
Yeah. No, we don't. Because
Shirts off.
he knows how that's going to go. Actually, I don't.
Meet in the pasture and just beat the living hell out of each other.
We've had some good ones.
Dude, I think that if you guys did some pay-per-view.
You think so?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about that. He did stab me right in the butt cheek one time, like with a spear. You may say, why would there be a spear? And I would say, because my mom bought a shelf, like some sort of shelf, a bookcase that was not very well. It was kind of like made up, like had metal shelves, and it was decorative. And that was in our room, and we had bunk beds. And on the top of this metal shelf bookcase, there were these hard plastic. They were spears, like spearheads. And they came out because obviously it was like some cheapo thing you can just assemble yourself. My brother that week, because we would take turns who was on the top bunk, had the top bunk. And I kept like whamming on the, from the bottom, like just like, boom, like hitting it, and he'd bounce up. And finally he reached over, because he was at that level. He snagged one of these spearheads and jumped down, and I rolled over to get away from his craziness, and he stabbed me right in the butt cheek.
Do you have stitches?
I mean, not anymore, but I mean, that was a legit deal.
You were a stabbing victim.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Joe? You got any
you a
family out
victim?
there?
Yeah, mom and dad, and then I got an older sister and a younger sister, and then brother-in-law and 2 nieces.
Oh, nice. How old are the nieces?
3 and 1. Yeah, 3 and 1.
So let me ask you this. McCoy Yakel, when he was on the podcast, talked about his niece. On her first birthday, what do you suppose McCoy Yakel got his 1-year-old niece?
Pack of beer.
Nailed it. Yeah, it was a 12-pack of NA, Busch Light.
Yeah, that's why I just got my niece for her first birthday. 6-pack of.
They left.
So you guys live together?
Who, me and McCoy?
Yeah.
No.
But so do you talk about like, I don't know what to get my 1-year-old niece? And McCoy's like, well, beer. Get her beer.
You just Google best gifts for a 1-year-old girl.
Apparently, Busch Light. Was it NA?
Yeah, it was NA.
Oh, okay, well, good.
I mean,
That way she can drink it.
Not
Yeah.
contributing to minors here.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be illegal.
My goodness.
I don't know. And so your folks, what are their names?
Dave and Julie.
Dave and Julie.
Yeah.
So Dave and Julie are kind of, are they part of the Crazy Eights, right?
They are.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
Akel,
And so, and Malik, I don't know if you know this, but the Crazy Eights are there are tailgaters, the founders of the Gridiron Club that go to these away games, and they were in the snow apparently at one of those. They deemed themselves the Crazy Eights because there was 8 of them. I think it was.
That's all that was in the stand.
It was Gundersons,
Yeah.
your folks, Yakels, and was it was either the Hops or the Erdmans. Not 100% sure.
My bet's on the Erdmans.
Yeah, it is.
Good chance the Erdmans, yeah.
That it was, I think that the last episode, Randy corrected Darla. Said that Hops weren't actually at that.
She's still probably upset about that.
That it was publicly corrected. Publicly in a very small listening audience kind of way.
Oh, yeah. The 7 people that listen to this podcast were like, ooh, wow, Randy.
I
you're
have
in
9
trouble.
now. Yeah. Hey, tell your folks about it. This is the advertising that we're doing. It was word of mouth. Like it's like 1880.
Well, maybe their folks will be on Facebook like the other old people like you and me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, could be on the Facebook. Might want to twit at them.
Twit. Yeah. So, okay, Malik, you said you're big into TikTok. That's what you like to watch. Is that your preferred social media right now?
It's probably between TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I'd like.
Oh, Insta is huge. Yeah.
Whenever I get bored of one, I just go to the other.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. How much time do you spend on your phone in a day, do you think?
I don't know. Now that we practice and I take naps all day, it's probably like 4 hours.
You're a napper. Who else was a napper that we had?
Somebody, I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was their hobby.
They
listed it as a hobby.
Was that John?
Yes.
Yeah, it was John. It's
Yeah.
like, so what do you like to do with your spare time? I like to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, what a great hobby.
Yeah. John Snow Badger. Came from
that's
Snow
right.
College. Is one of my, and so I was like, man, that's your name, John Snow Badger. It's also, hey, you want to be a writer? You can have that one. John Snow Badger. That's a great character name.
All right.
Yeah, if you write a book.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to write a book?
Or a cartoon series, or
No.
actually, if you just like make up the news, you could be like, the car accident was witnessed by John Snow Badger. And he said,
Joe, what do you do in your spare time?
I don't know. Sit and watch TV a lot of the time. Kind of like sports betting on NFL games and UFC, college basketball.
You bet on those.
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. So what are you, about 70% successful?
No.
40?
No, I should probably quit them.
I'm
Really
positive.
terrible.
I'm positive on money, but I don't know my percentage of wins. I had one big win, and that was like, I think I'm slowly draining those winnings.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
who
not
do you
like-
follow then? On just individually, each of you. Do you have a favorite NFL team?
Not really. I don't really watch football, but the Saints.
Okay.
Oh, this is my guy.
Yeah. See
That's
what-
my
I
guy
feel like you
right
have been
there.
listening. I feel like you might have been listening to a couple episodes. He
I'm a
brings it
Saints
up
fan,
every
Malik.
time.
You know what?
Knew where you.
I liked you before.
Yeah.
I love you now, buddy. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
So who dat?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you got, Joe?
Vikings.
Oh, see, it all works out just fine. Okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Show me your rings, guys.
Yeah, we don't. Well, that's okay. You know what?
Ah,
It could be the year. We've got a new coach, and he won the first game against the Packers.
do you remember when the Packers lost to the Saints last year? Like they got destroyed by the Saints first game of the year. And who was the NFC champ this year? Who was in the actually the number 1 seed in the NFC?
I don't remember. Anyway,
That was Green Bay Packers.
you know what? I know they did. They really started poorly last year, and then they came back and did really well. So, but they lost on Sunday. You guys won on Saturday, but then you're both from Iowa, so then there was something else going on Saturday as well.
Oh,
Were
yeah.
you paying attention to that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So Hawkeyes or Cyclones?
Well, the Cyclones were my first game, first college game I ever went to.
Yeah.
I like the Hawkeyes.
Okay.
Yeah. Big Hawkeyes.
Hawkeye fan.
Well, Malik, it's got to be tough not being a Hawkeye that close to Iowa City. You know, it was like a
Yeah.
20, 25 minute
Oh,
drive
yeah,
to
right
Kinnick
there.
from your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you been to a lot of games down there?
I've never been to a game. Nah. Yeah, I've never been
Well,
to
we got to change that.
Yeah.
I think we do the Waldorf goes to Kinnick, like, I don't know, an off week.
Well, the tickets are getting cheaper, so I mean, it should be easier to do.
I ain't going.
Oh, that's terrible.
I ain't going.
My boys, big, they're Hawkeye fans, and I'm a Warrior fan, so I don't
Yeah,
have
of
a
course
good dog in that fight, you know. But I do kind of like it when the Cyclones win because it's not very often, and so I'm kind of happy for my friends that are Cyclone fans. And they're the worst. Like they're just like they've won every game ever when they win one time, and then the Hawkeyes are like, seriously, I mean, like you do this like once every 6 years, and
So you guys have high football IQ. Let's talk about the Hawkeyes real quick. What's the problem with the Hawkeyes?
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think anybody down in Iowa City is going, shh?
yeah.
Halvorsen's
What do
talking.
they have to say?
Well, I know, but it's pretty obvious. I mean, all Brian parents.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Teachers.
Ding, 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 ding.
Two
Winner.
of them.
Yeah.
Malik, what's your assumption or what's your assessment of what's going on in Iowa City?
They don't score enough.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah, that's
So
the
how
problem.
about we take LeVar Woods and say, okay, now this isn't Waldorf, and I apologize to both our listeners.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But how about we take LeVar Woods and Kirk Ferentz says, look, I'm gonna make you my new offensive coordinator today. And Brian, you do a great job with the O-line. Go do a great job with the O-line. And LeVar, I got 4 years left on my contract. You will be the next head coach for the
Oh, he's
University of
promising
Iowa.
that.
I would love that if they did, because I think, wouldn't
Wow.
that be great?
Yeah. No, everyone. I think that's the favorite for next head coach.
I sure hope so. Yeah. I mean, he's got so much upside. What a great human being.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, between Iowa and Iowa State, and Malik, you said you don't watch a whole lot of football outside of just, tearing it up on the gridiron every week for the Warriors. What's your sport then? What do you like to watch?
Netflix.
So what's your series on Netflix, man?
I watch a whole bunch. I just finished Cobra Kai.
Oh, I love that. I should have worn my Cobra Kai shirt.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a T-shirt that says 1984 All Valley Tournament Cobra Kai.
Sweep the leg.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Daniel cheated, by the way, didn't he?
Yeah, you can't do that move. Everybody knows that.
Exactly. The Swan, you can't do that.
The crane.
The crane.
Yeah.
Either way. So what else you watching on the flicks?
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, that's a cool one. Yeah.
Breaking
Well, they got
Bad.
cool hats.
Breaking Bad. That's messed up, isn't it? But it's pretty great.
It's a good show.
You watched the whole Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You've watched it. Have you watched it more than once?
Yeah.
You have. So you're kind of an expert. I've only watched the whole thing one time.
Yeah, me too.
And I concur. Like somebody said, why is the wife the one who's not breaking the law, but she seems like the one, like she's the one that everybody hates?
It's because I think it's because Walt's like the main character is based around him. So like,
Yeah.
you find like sympathy for him. Like
You do
don't-
find it a little
nothing you think that he's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, he did a lot of wrong, but
But at his core, I think he wants to be a good person, but he also likes that money.
I think
he
that,
likes Eisenhower. He likes being Eisenhower.
yeah. Well, there's a part where maybe it's the first 3 seasons. They're pretty awesome. Then they get in the next 2, and I'm like, I don't care about any of these people. They're all horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saul comes along,
Oh, yeah.
and I feel like he kind of saved the last year or 2.
I think so,
You
too.
think? I mean,
Well, they had the
it was a great
the
finale. I
spin-off.
mean, it was a great show.
They had a
But
spin-off. You Better Call Saul.
yeah, I don't watch that.
Did you watch that, Malik?
Yeah.
You watched that one, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just Netflix, or do you have any other platforms you use?
I use Stars, but that's just for like 50-cent shows like BMF, Power,
Mm-hmm.
and Hulu sometimes when it has good shows. I watch Snowfall on there, but
Okay.
pretty much it.
So, Joe, what's your like? If you're going to sit around and watch TV, what's your jam?
Either YouTube or South Park.
South Park.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is like the that and the Simpsons are the predictive experts of the universe. They just have gotten a lot of things right.
Family
about
Guy.
What's going to happen?
Family
how
Guy.
the world's gonna, and Family Guy too.
Family Guy.
That as well.
Every night I go to bed and I put on FXX and watch Family Guy.
Wow.
Yep.
Can you do you feel comfortable saying what your favorite episode of the of South Park might be?
I don't know. There's so many. Huh?
Yeah, there are, and not all of them. You can say that's my favorite one.
Yeah. Used to be like the NASCAR one was the funniest. Have you seen that one?
I think so.
It's one where he eats like a bunch of Vagisil.
Okay, that's where I was afraid we were going. Yeah. It's like
I
there's just
mean,
always
I
a little.
can't go into depth.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
anything.
yeah. The Civil War one. You know, when
Oh, yeah,
Cartman
that
is
was
like
good.
like they are reenactors, and Cartman is like the Southern general, but then he's writing letters to all of his friends, you know, and he's like, I hate you so very much. Yeah, and he's like, but it's like the old timey. I love that.
Just for the rest of the listeners, you nailed that.
Yeah,
You nailed it.
Oh.
That was Cartman all over the place.
because the other 2 guys have never, like Brockhoff's never seen South Park.
Probably not.
Yeah.
No,
I think
he's-
Randy has. Randy says he's listened to every episode. And so has the president of Waldorf College, Bob Alsop. But he might have just said that.
Well, and I don't blame him. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got to try to make us feel better about what we do here.
He's very good at it. I felt great about that.
So, do you guys have Amazon Prime? Do you ever watch Prime Video? Do you have access to it?
Yeah.
Have you watched The Boys?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are the boys?
It's just the series is called The Boys.
Oh.
It's about superheroes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I started watching it. And
That's messed up.
It is. That's
It
probably
is,
why.
and that's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Is the
Okay.
just the public persona.
been on for a
versus-
while now. A lot of it.
Yeah, it just had another season drop
Okay.
not too long ago. Yeah.
I think I turned it off because I was afraid that I was like going to get caught watching it or something. It wasn't always appropriate.
No, it's not appropriate
Yeah.
whatsoever. And
When I say caught, like I do have a 13-year-old.
oh, see, my youngest is 20, so I don't
Yeah.
really have to worry about that.
13-year-old just got a concussion.
Oh,
a little baby concussed today. A little football game.
That's not
Yep.
good stuff.
Mhm.
Hopefully he's doing well. Go Colin.
He's sleeping.
Oh,
Probably should wake him up.
was there anything that we should have asked you?
Did you guys have like an LLC?
No. Not why you want to establish one?
You think we
we
should?
actually we have a 501c3,
Yeah.
which is that's IRS.
And we are incorporated, aren't we?
yeah, we are. We do have.
I guess
articles
we
of
are incorporated
incorporation.
as 501.
But we're not an LLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is, and you guys, whether you know it or not, the Gridiron Club.
It's a good question, by the way.
Yeah, it is very, very
Yeah.
good. The kid's smart. He's a finance major.
Yeah.
But
You can be a part of the Gridiron Club Executive Committee.
Well, yeah, when you make millions of dollars,
you don't even have to do
don't
that.
forget about us guys back
Graduate
here in
from that,
Iowa, Malik. I mean,
Yeah.
we're sitting here and he's living, I don't know, like some penthouse in New York. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe Florida, Miami
Yeah.
Beach,
Yeah.
something like,
I
no.
think I'm more Georgia.
There you go.
Georgia? Where,
Tennessee.
Atlanta?
I heard Tennessee's good too.
Oh,
Also
my family's
Iowa.
in South
Let's not forget about the great state of Iowa.
That's right. We want to keep you guys in Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely we do.
Yeah.
Our 501c3 here is a nonprofit, so people can give millions of dollars if they wish, and it's all tax deductible.
Dare you to do it.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Yeah, they won't do it.
Yeah.
And the hope is that, you know, some of the little things like the white pants were purchased by the Gridiron Club, and we're hoping
Almost purchased again.
yeah, and that's really not out of the game yet.
Okay.
We're gonna have to buy some more pants. There's not enough smalls and larges.
The
Is that
executive committee gets a text, says, listen, we might be buying white pants again.
I might have sent
we
a
might be
text
buying them this week.
Well, and they don't have any inventory, so it would have been like, and we still have other white pants.
Yeah.
But, you know, little things like that. Eventually, we want to get to the point where, and unfortunately, it'll be after you gentlemen leave the program. But remember us when you're successful. But we want to elevate that, because just from a recruiting point of view, and to continue to make Waldorf such a special place that, you know, as somebody comes into the university, like, you know, we have the best of everything. You know, I've talked to Jason Bruckhoff about purchasing Axiom helmets for everybody next year. He thinks that your brother-in-law is in good for a couple of them, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
They're spendy. We got 3 of them on the team right now, 1 privately purchased, and then we've got 2 that the university owns. And I don't know, have you guys looked at those helmets?
Yeah.
They're stupid cool, aren't they?
Mhm.
Yeah. And so for the
What
most
do they
part,
do?
what's that?
What do they do? It's been a long time since I wore a helmet.
Well, they throw,
Probably tell.
they throw touchdowns and get interceptions. I'll tell you that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, McCoy has 1 and Coop has 1.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're super protective. They're just a cool helmet. So,
Oh, nice.
tomorrow, from when this podcast airs, that Saturday game, it's the we're honoring those folks that have served in the military. So our military appreciation and first responder appreciation game. On each one of the helmets that these young men are going to be wearing on Saturday, we'll have our Waldorf W with the American flag embedded in it, just to say to thank you for those that have served and those that serve their communities in emergency services.
So there's an opportunity.
You can buy a chance.
to get a chance to win that helmet, a helmet with that logo on it.
Yeah.
The Warrior helmet.
It's a game-worn Riddell Speed helmet that's been taken out of production. It's a 2012 helmet, so she's 10 years old. But we went ahead and decaled it up. It's got the W on the front, the Warriors on the back. It's got the new stripe, and it's got the American flag W on the right side of the helmet. So it's $5 for a single chance. It's $20 for 5 chances, and if you come up with a 50, it's 15 chances. So
yeah, it's good.
all that money goes back
memory.
to the Gridiron Club, so that we can keep doing great things for these guys. I asked Malik if there was anything that we should have asked that didn't. I'm going to ask Joe the same thing. Do you have any questions for us, Joe, or is there anything that we should have asked you?
No. What's the name of the podcast I'm on right now?
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. It's
Okay.
we spent a lot of time thinking about it.
Yeah,
And,
it's on all of the any place you can find a podcast.
Yeah,
It'll be
really.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
It took a while. Well, I look forward to seeing the game on Saturday. I look forward to it every week, and I'll be at all of them except for 2. Won't make the Ferris State game, and won't make another one. I can't remember which one it is, but it might be.
Are you going to Dickinson?
I don't. Is that the one? No, I won't make it to Dickinson.
No, in eastern Wyoming.
Yeah. And I want to, but I can't, and it's because of the whole other football.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you have a young man, one of your.
You're in high school playing football too. So,
Yep.
By the way, really do appreciate it when you guys come by. I know that the high school team, the local team, likes to come by. They have been tailgating twice now. Come by and watch you guys, and you lead a lot of inspiration for them. So, really do appreciate that, and certainly love it when you guys come by the elementary school and do the High Five Fridays. The kids love that. It's pretty
I want to
neat.
thank you so much for taking some time out of your day. I know you got a big weekend coming up, and I'm super excited. Send Dakota State packing, tail between their legs, crying. We like to say our goal for you guys every week is on the way out of the stadium that they get into the locker room, they grab their phone, they dial their mom and tell them what, Troy?
Yeah. I don't want to play football anymore.
Those guys were mean. They were
right.
big.
Yeah.
Exactly. They put up a 60 biscuit on us. So I hope all that comes true. I hope you guys have success on Saturday. You're well trained. I mean, I tell you what, you guys haven't even seen what the Warriors can do yet. We haven't even seen it. You've just been getting glimpses. You know, Malik has just got to start with his 3 touchdowns, I'm sure, at the end of the season. Can't wait to see. Halvorsen, man, I tell you what, all those tackles for loss and the sacks, and those are just going to keep piling up because, you know, technique, tenacity, gutty. So I want to thank Malik Adams for being here. I want to thank Joe Halvorsen for stopping by the secret underground bunker deep beneath Bullstorf Field and joining us on the Waldorf Gridiron podcast. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Take some time, give money to the Gridiron Club. And as ever and always, go Warriors. You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club today by sending a check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
Or message us by visiting and like our Facebook page, Waldorf Gridiron Club, or email us at waldorfgridironclub@gmail.com.
Or it's as easy as clicking on the Support the Show link on your phone. Become a patron of the Gridiron Club by choosing to support the program monthly. $100 is the black membership at $9 a month.
The $250 level is purple at $25 a month.
$500 is the Warrior membership at $45 a month.
The all-conference level is $750 or $65 a month.
$1,000 is the All-American membership at $85 a month.
The champion level is $125 a month, and that's $1,500 a year.
$2,500 is the Hall of Fame membership.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farmstead Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. The music is by Christian Leo. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to football student-athletes of Waldorf University. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.